Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Unfiltered Truth. I will be your host, flying solo today, Phil Robinson III. First, before we even get started with everything, I want to take this opportunity to give you an update on Phil Jones. For some of you who may not know, Phil was involved in a car accident this evening and was taken to the hospital as a precaution. I've been in communication with him. I've talked to him. He's definitely shook up, but it looks like he's going to be coming home very soon. He actually said he was being discharged probably about half hour ago, and so he's probably on his way home if he's not home already to rest up and get strong so that he can bring back the unfiltered truth to you as soon as possible. So I'll just take a minute, just thank whoever you thank for Phil being okay throughout this scary situation. So with that being said, we dive into the topic of today. For too long, there's been a serious separation, even a factionation of Raider Nation. And really, that involves Derek Carr. You either love him or you hate him. You can't stand him. You want to keep him. You want to get rid of him. You want to blame him for everything. You want to say everything else around him is bad, but not him. What is it really? And you see a lot of people that have just been ugly, 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 ugly. And the split is straight down the middle. There's no real middle ground. You either feel one way or you feel the other and are ready to defend your position to the death. And so we've talked about this. We've talked about it ad nauseum for years. It's cost us some fans. It's brought a lot of people to turn their opinion of us and want to do something different, want to go someplace else and try to devalue what we know and devalue what we do because they just don't like hearing what we have to say. And likewise, on the other hand, you see guys who just can't stand that everybody is constantly giving one single player on this team a pass, just nonstop. And while everything has been changed around him, he remains, and the result has not changed. And with what Kurt Warner came on his little film study and said and he pointed out both the good and the bad. And looking at that, it got me to thinking about something. And so we have the Kurt Warner video that I'm going to play for you, then I'm going to respond to it, might even pause it and address something that was said right there at that moment, depending on how it strikes me. Then we also have Mina Kimes and Louis Riddick coming on. Now, Louis Riddick is one of my favorite analysts. Love the guy. Love everything that he does. We just happen to be on the opposite ends of the spectrum on this. And it's not even maybe that we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Maybe it's more of I've watched it intensely with heavily vested interest for the entire 7 years of his career, going on 8. And I've been a Raider fan much longer than that, and I'm just tired of losing. And if everything needs to be flushed in order to start winning again, then so be it. But 4 minutes into it, without further ado, let's pull up the video. Wrong one. Hold on, bear with me. Got to pull. They'll get a little better at this next time. I thought that this was going to be pulled up, ready to go, but I had to play with some things for a second. serious right now. Wow, this is awful. Where's Phil? Unfortunately, he's not with us, so I gotta power through this and make this happen. I'll take a brief break for a second. I'll be back.